Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my first review for the third season of Under the Dome, Season 3. This one will be for the double feature premiere, which was episodes 1 and 2. Episode 1 called Move On, and episode 2, which is called But I'm Not. Okay, so both episodes aired last night on CBS. They switched the day. That would be June 25th, Thursdays this year. And I don't know if we're going to get full 13 episodes. I assume we probably will, but right off the bat, we get the kind of two together. Yeah, it's going to be 13. So it's been a while, it's been a while since, of course, we saw the finale of Season 2. And to be honest with you, and I think you guys know who've seen my Season 2 reviews, you probably know at this point I wasn't sure if I was going to continue with the show. I do like kind of the time slot of the show and when it's on during the summertime. It's a great 13 episode season type show where you can just kind of pick it up since there isn't much else on in terms of your drama, and it is done with pretty good quality. We get to see some pretty cool effects. The dome, of course, in the first few seasons, and that, especially the beginning too, was really something to behold. Really cool, cutting the cow in half and stuff like that, and the truck that hit it, if you guys remember that. So there's been some cool effects throughout the series, and it has been overall a hit or a miss series. Sometimes it's good, sometimes you're wondering why it's still on and it hasn't concluded yet. So you guys kind of know if you see my Season 2 reviews for Under the Dome. I kind of ragged on it a bit for Season 2. I felt like Season 2 did finish pretty strong. You guys know pretty much Big Jim is my favorite character. I also like Junior, I like Julia, and some of the other characters as well. Still not a huge fan of the kids, Joe and Nori in that. Melanie, but they have been using them a lot better as the series have gone through, and in this double episode they use them very, very well. This review will contain spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen this double premiere yet, but if you're not going to watch it anyway and you're not sure if you want to continue with the show, hopefully I can help you here and I can let you know whether or not it's worth checking out the premiere for Season 3. So, is it or is it not? Let's just get out of the way right away so those of you who are here and are wondering know right away. Okay. So after the first two seasons, should you continue watching? Should you watch the third season? After seeing the premiere, I would say absolutely, definitely. If you stuck with it for the first two seasons and you missed the premiere, watch it, give it a chance, because this premiere at first, I was like, when I first started watching, I was like, oh man, this is just, I don't know if I'm going to continue with this. And then after about 10 or 15 minutes in, I was actually watching it with Jess, and she brought up some good observations. Now we're going to get into the spoiler territory. Is that it didn't feel real. Like as you're watching it, especially the opening sequence in that, you have Junior, and he's kind of, basically what it is there's been a time skip of about a year, and after they have apparently gotten out of the dome, at the beginning, Junior finds that the three that were left inside, Big Jim, Junior, and Julia, are all dead. And the rest of them have to seemingly kind of move on. It's like it's over, the dome is down, and they can leave now. They can go back to Chester's Mill if they want. But they can resume their lives, now. Year later, time skip, right? And we see Barbie. He's got a new job where he's off, fighting and doing what he normally does, using his skills in the Marines and that. But it just, something's weird about it. It doesn't quite feel 100% authentic. It doesn't quite feel real. It kind of feels like a first-person shooter video game or something. And I just thought it was kind of maybe a miss in terms of quality. But then we see as we go through, he heads, basically they go back for the one-year memorial of all the different people who died in Chester's Mill prior, which I really liked. And, you really got some good character stuff out of that kind of memorial. You got to feel for Joe. You got to feel for the characters that they had lost, characters that were killed off. And, the whole concept of moving on. Some characters able to continue their lives after this kind of crazy catastrophe had happened. Others not able to move on, still in Chester's Mill, still not able to go anywhere. And then, so, by the way, Barbie has a new girlfriend in that, and you've got this therapist who's kind of checking in with everybody that was involved in kind of the being under the dome and then getting out of it. So, okay, so then we meet Ben, the native kid from the first few seasons with the hair. You guys remember, native kid. And he comes to Barbie and he basically tells him that it's not real. Nothing is real. And he sends him a video. He dies, actually, at the memorial. And then afterwards, Barbie gets his phone. And he shows Barbie that there are a few different, kind of general people that you could kind of say in your life. In your life, you kind of walk around. Let's say you go outside or something, you see some general guy who you don't know. You don't know his name. Maybe you never talked to him, who delivers your mail. Or some other guy that's doing something down the street, and you don't really talk to them. And he points out that a few of them are the same. They have the same face, but they're and concurrent. Like at the same time, you'll have two people or three people all with the same face, the same person, in different jobs with maybe subtle differences. And that he feels that it's not real, that they're in some kind of matrix or some kind of simulation or something of the sort. So I really, really enjoyed that. So then as we find out more, there's the big twist, and we kind of realize that they're in a cocoon, and they're all basically being harvested, what it seems like, for energy in a Matrix-type situation, right? Very similar to the Matrix, some kind of simulation. And I really love just how the writing in this premiere, is some of the best in the entire series. From where they took Season 2's end to the premiere here in the first double episode, I was just, I enjoyed it so much. When they showed the twist there, I was just 100% all in, because I love that concept of, is life real? Is it a simulation? What is consciousness? And, you get that kind of, there's technical terminology for this, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. But, with regards to like the observer effect of things, like if there's, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? This kind of observer way of thinking of, and the way they used it with the guy who was that kind of general person who, Ben didn't know and Barbie didn't know, and he kind of found out afterwards that it was the same. Indeed, they had the same face. It was the same kind of generic person, which is, it's just so profound. Because sometimes you think about like real life, and you ever get that thought or wonder whether, everybody out there is really thinking like you, or if some people are just like these drone simulates that just go through, because some people live their lives like drones. They just they just go, they don't even think, they just do, right, without thinking. And it just I really love the concept. I really love the idea of that kind of just having a scenario play out with that type of situation where you have people in a simulation that some of them know, some of them are kind of finding out that they're in a simulation and others aren't. So I really liked when Junior kind of shows up out of nowhere and Barbie realizes that, no, wait, he was dead, and that there's a discrepancy in the Matrix. There's a blip in the Matrix, and he's figured it out. So really cool. So, of course, too, I also like, because it made Big Jim more important and Julia extremely important, because they were like the only two on the outside with this Melanie, who's not really a person. It's some kind of dome person, as we've kind of known all the way through, and it's always been weird. And she's still weird, but apparently she has super strength, because she chokes the guy to death with one hand, a grown man, and she probably weighs like 80 pounds or something. So what I'm really saying here is, if you saw the first two seasons, you're thinking about checking out the third season, I would say absolutely at least watch the premiere, because even after this nice twist of you thinking that, okay, the season 3 is going to be about everybody's out of the dome now, and they can go on and live their lives, and what's going to happen with each person, and that's going to be the way the season is, to the big twist of, no, wait, they're actually, none of them are out. They're all in, but they're in this simulated matrix, so to speak, that the dome has created with them to kind of keep them occupied and harvest their energy. I especially like the point when Barbie was about to kind of figure out that this person was the same person all the way through, and the simulation created a distraction for him. So it had the call come through, and then he picks it up and finds out that this his new girlfriend, so to speak, is in the hospital, and that she has a baby and that. So it puts in a distraction to keep him from realizing what's going on. So it's kind of like if you ever talk to somebody who's going crazy, and they're going crazy, but then they start saying this stuff, and you never notice it yourself. But imagine if you did. Imagine if you noticed something like that yourself, and you were like, I don't think any of this is real. Sometimes life doesn't feel real. I would say. So anyway, it's really a great couple episodes, and an awesome premiere for Under the Dome. I was blown away by it. It was just so much fun. You know, you've got pretty much everything that makes Under the Dome good in this premiere. You've got like character deaths. You have which I won't spoil or really talk about too much. You have kind of the drama and, you know, the badass moments for Big Jim, which is always fun. Julia gets some great time. And you have this whole dome craziness done in maybe one of the best ways ever that I really just enjoy the hell out of. So this is one of the best premieres for Under the Dome ever. Better than the season 2 premiere, probably on the same level as the season 1 premiere. You know, when it just started and it was like, oh man, this is going to be a great show. Just the same as that. I'm going to give this one in terms of score a 9.5 out of 10 because where they ended season 2 with me not really being sure, you know, what I thought of the show, now I really feel like sometimes when Under the Dome is on, it's on, and it's definitely worth viewing. Because if you've seen it all the way through, this episode, this premiere, I felt like was super rewarding, just a lot of fun. And for anybody who likes that kind of Matrix side of things or that kind of simulation, this is just a simulation type deal. This is definitely something you could be really interested in, I think, and watch maybe a couple times over. There's a lot of really carefully crafted intricacies of what's happening with them. And man, I just really liked it a lot. It's like kind of keeping people entertained, keeping people. It's almost like a metaphor for a lot of things that we see in real life. Profound. So 9.5 out of 10 for me. It's a must see if you've seen Under the Dome. Even if you've just seen part of it, you haven't seen every episode, and you're like, should I try it again? Should I not? Definitely watch this one. Check it out, man. I'm telling you guys, check it out. You will not regret it. But watch it all the way through. Don't give up in the first 10 or 20 minutes. Because then you won't get to the point that you need to get to fully get the how interesting and how great the episode was. So, wow, I'm glad I stuck with Under the Dome. This is kind of a good example of sometimes you just gotta ride the wave. If you're not liking a certain part of a show or a series, give it another chance, see where it's going to go, because like in this case, it really pulled through so far this season. So I'm excited to see what happens with the rest of the season, and Big Jim was right, and that just makes me really happy since he's my favorite character. Let me know what you guys thought about the premiere. I really, really want to see your comments of this one because it was so interesting, so much fun. It was just such a hit for me in every single way. 9.5 out of 10, damn near close to a perfect premiere. Even consider giving it a perfect. Let me know what you guys think. Write your comments below, and if you like my review, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it. Please favorite it. If you have Facebook you want to share through, I would appreciate it. And if you're new and you want to see more Under the Dome reviews from me, go ahead and subscribe. Bottom left. I'll finish it up. I've done the first 2 seasons for the most part. I'll do reviews for the last season of Under the Dome. There's not much else on, and it is off to an amazing start. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again next week for the Under the Dome video. Of course, all the regular videos, as usual. As always, it's Trev saying peace.